Welcome back to the campfire. Today we're going to be doing more Starcom, Space Unknown. We're going to be trying to get through more of the storyline today. Thinking we'll do this. I'm going to try to keep continuing this game and finishing it. Because I know I'm really good at getting so far into a game and then being like, alright, it's slowing down really badly and yada yada. But I'm gonna try to force myself to keep playing this a bit. Or maybe I'll skip through the regular play and just show off what the ending is. I'll have to come up with something here. But we're doing the lunar anomalies, scanning, do all the things in this sector, and then we'll go finish the storyline for the fallen lab that we found the information for. Come on. And greenhouse, nothing. And what about this one? Alright, nothing there. Alright, let's get ourselves heading off to the fallen lab. Oops. No, go here. Okay. Well, apparently the Kiernan are upset that we're friendly with both factions. Give you the Esmac True. Favored trade partner status. Fair exchanges for resources. Even a remnant object we have finished studying. Remnant device. Sure, let's buy it. And I mean, we can sell some of our aluminum that we end up with way too much of. Hold on. Alright, let's see. What else can we reasonably... I'm gonna just give them stuff, that's for sure. Alright. We acquired it as part of an exchange. The seller claimed it was remnant technology. It may well be. It is beyond our science. The object was sold below the value they place on it, and they are not emphasizing this point. They are about to make a request that is very important to them. Conflict has been imminent between us and the Nimian. We wish to avoid full war, but the distrust we have for them is mutual. We have been treated with their ships to no effect. We suspect their military does not want peace, and our offers do not reach their higher echelons. You may have more success. If you present our treaty offer at their homeworld, war may be averted. This we do not know, but we have obtained the coordinate equation of a gateway their trade ships use. It may be near there. Okay, well, let's first go to this spot, and then we'll head off to deal with everything else. Also, let's scan this device. Okay. Hold on, I didn't read that. Technology is incredibly advanced to the point it's difficult to learn much from it. It emits an energy signal with an unusual signature in response to certain environments. I get the feeling that they may be trying to use us to do something to their homeworld, but... Fortified structure is built into the mountains of this icy world. After a cautious approach, the team is easily able to gain access. The reinforced main doors have been cut open with a powerful laser. Once inside, the team finds a deep shaft leading to an underground vault complex. The shaft was punctuated with a series of doors, also cut through. Lowest level is chaos. From what remains, best I can guess, is that this was a mid-Empire facility dedicated to researching remnant artifacts. Most of the equipment has been removed, but in the side chamber that the Universal Translator identifies as secondary containment, the team finds an intact object. Fair enough. Let's scan it. Container is empty, but is in itself a marvel of engineering. When closed, nothing could escape, not even information. Unfortunately, opening the container permanently compromised the seal. Fair enough. I mean, it just gives us a bunch of research points. Kiernan Treaty. Well, let's go that way. Oh, come on. Why do you do that? The autopilot works great until it doesn't. Which really shouldn't surprise me, I know. What are you? Let's talk. See, this was once sealed with a heavy block several meters thick. Inside are signs of relatively sophisticated technology as well as tools for fine use. After studying the equipment and surviving writings, Ensign Triton concludes that this structure was occupied by a group toward the end of the Fallen Empire dedicated to the preservation of knowledge about remnant artifacts. Their goal apparently was creating low-tech, static information storage systems, so we've seen something like that before. That's basically just a repeat of one of the ones we found near where we started at. I mean, granted, a group trying to preserve knowledge of artifacts and whatnot and other information systems probably would have made redundant facilities. Let's see if we can find... This planet is water almost all the way down. Near its center, the liquid changes to a form of high-temperature ice with unusual properties. Alright. And let's see. That flinger brings us here. Due to an unusual crystalline structure, the methane that covers the surface of this planet is stable at 110 C negative, which may not sound that hot, but for frozen methane, it's quite toasty. Fair enough. I mean, pressure and gravitational pull and everything else do change how certain materials behave, like liquid metal at cool or super cool temperatures on Saturn because of the pressure. On approach, the lander instruments detected elevated radiation readings. Once on the ground, the reason is obvious. This is a recently abandoned uranium mine. The absent miners were using a novel but dangerous technique. Taking advantage of the natural geology, they pumped nitric acid into underground caves, producing dense pockets of uranium hexafluoride. Alright, well, let's hope we get good luck. Team needs to descend far from the entrance, but in a low cavern, they find a small deposit. Alright, so we can keep coming back for more uranium, I guess? And what about here? It's a rocky planet with a really weird looking ecology. And where does this one take us? And do we finally get to the home world? Nope, there's another flinger. So probably not. Is there another flinger? No, there's not. So it's here or the next sector. Maybe. Rocky R4. Nothing there. There's only one more planet here, but there's two over there, it looks like. At least two that we can see. This is a gas giant, so that's not going to be it. Oh no, it's a giant rocky planet, got it. Abandoned mining vessel sits in a local miasma of highly corrosive gas. Notes that the hull appears to have been designed for this environment, but even so, it is slowly being eaten away. Potentially valuable stuff inside. More titanium. Bipedal artifact. Between extract layers 4 and 5, possibly fallen empire, maybe remnant. Advise if we report it, that's it for this site. Half the staff is devout now. If there's a chance that missing segment after the extract is complete. Log contains a partial analysis of the absent artifact. Alright. Does that give us anything? No. Alright. Let's go to these two planets and see what there could be here. And one of them's... yeah, it's probably that terrestrial. More likely. Let's scan the planets on our way there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Why do I have a bad feeling about doing this? Oh wait, because two groups that are nearly at war have asked me to be on either side of it. That feels bad. Alright, Survey Lander is escorted to a high pad in the diplomatic sector of the populous Nimian homeworld. After some cursory formalities, the team is escorted to meet with the Nimian representative. We do not normally allow visitors to our world, but as representatives of the first new civilization we have encountered in years, an exception is being made. Sorry to interrupt, but there's a high energy signal emitting from our cargo hold. This appears to be little different from their previous efforts. It demands worlds we have held for centuries and concedes nothing in return. I see no reason to accept it from a different messenger. I have just been informed that something is jamming our long-range communications network. If this is some treaty, or some treachery, you have made a grave mistake. Protocol demands that your team return to your vessel immediately. Uh-oh. Well, source of the signal, it was coming from the artifact we have acquired from humans and generating an Ember signal to counteract. Get out of here. Shoot. Why am I being attacked by everybody? Oh, just the Kiernans. I'm okay with that. I will not be part to this. We will not be party to slaughter. We will turn the slaughter around. At the moment that Kiernan explain your actions, sold us an artifact that they must have used to disable your communications. No methods beneath the Kiernan if it achieves their aims. That is certainly something the Kiernan might do. As is having their agents claim that they are deceived. If you truly were deceived, prove it by helping us dispatch. We will help you defeat the Kiernan. Might as well. Critically wounded. Yeah, I'm aware. We will take care of these fighters. Get out of there a little bit. They put beams on everything, I swear. Alright. Took down that. Slowly whittle away at their weapon systems, which is easy enough. I knew that was going to happen. Wasn't even subtle. Alright, beam weapons are destroyed. No? I still got one on there. There we go. Now it's just their regular plasma weapons. Destroy the engines and keep it from moving away from us. Destroy the fighters. I mean, this isn't bad. More of a pain than anything. This is their most powerful ship. And they attacked the minion and destroyed them. Good enough. I mean, this is exactly what I would have done, which was take care of a problem by, alright, you dragged us into this war, and you used us, I mean, kind of obviously, but I will retaliate. You dragged us in. Unfortunately, you dragged us in on the wrong side. Against you. Using us for treachery. How dare you. Alright, so is that the last of it? Nemeans have asked us to help defeat the Kiernan ships occupying the systems near their homeworld. Alright, so there's gotta be more here, right? That's it for here, so we gotta go into the next sector, or next system, clear it out. Probably these four, now that I'm looking at it. 1, 2. Basically, I just gotta go back through the systems that we just came through and clear them out. If they have anybody in them. Nobody here. Or no enemies here, rather. Turn back on our thrusters to go at full speed. Let's take a look if there's anything else. That we should be... Doesn't appear to be anybody else here. Was that it? Because it says to defeat... Yeah, defeat the Kiernan ships occupying their systems. Unless there's other systems, that should be the end of the battle. Is it because I preemptively attacked? I got it, that's the answer. Ugh. Well, let's get back to this sector and see what happens. I mean, you'd think there'd be more enemies, no matter what I do. I'm not seeing anything else pop up. Still have a significant force nearby. Okay, well, let's go hunting. But where? I mean, just where is this force? Give us something to work off of. Suppose we go through those first 3 sectors entirely. And while we're looking for Kiernan enemies, we found another dispatch device. Was a simple and straightforward directive. Based on the data decay caused by the unshielded drive, I can estimate the age of this device at between 700 and 1100 years old. Help us maximize our understanding of the remnant artifacts, yada yada. Alright, so back to getting over here. This is the last sector we didn't hop into. I don't know why they would have separated their main fleet that much. I mean, you take the homeworld, throw as much as you can at it, and you cripple the rest of the sector, or the rest of the entire region. Why would you hold off and put some of your forces elsewhere? Alright, so there's enemies up here. And there. That's one beam weapon gone from them. Let's get the other one. There we go. 2 beam weapons gone. Keep pummeling them as best we can. Doing as much damage as possible here. Alright. We need to up our energy production on this ship for what we got. Come on. Destroy the guys. I don't know how this is considered a significant, fleet size remaining, but I guess if they were struggling with it. Enough damage. There we go. That's still more? That was the end of that one. Shoot! Not too close to that star, come on. Nope, there's more. I see them coming in. Yeah, they made a terrible mistake by underestimating us. And our wrath at being used. They made several miscalculations. That's all I'm saying. Let's go back to this sector and take a look here. Okay. Well done. The fight is not over, but you have to the scales here at the home front. It is clear that you were deceived by the Kiernan and not their wedding agent. Our defense minister, who happens to be the eldest sister of the diplomat you rescued, has approved the transfer of sensitive military technology to Starcom so that you may be able to help us fight the treacherous Kiernan. She has also convinced the Senate to approve a payment to Starcom for previous service to the Nimian peoples. Okay. And we are now friends again? Yes, we are. Well, that was a weird storyline. Now... was recovered from the unusual tomb, so that's it for that. Well, let's head back to station. Oh, come on. And deal with what's here, or see what's here. At worst, we can upgrade our state or our ship. Actually, first, let's go. I think it's here? Yeah, here. Let's go to the one trader group that we know and see if we can buy the components we need for building the next ship size up. Because we're kind of at max size as it is. Might as well try to improve this even further. Alright, can we buy another adamantium? 725 aluminum, Jesus. Alright. Not that we get good prices here anyways, but... Let's try to minimize our losses here. Christ, that was a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, we can just sweep through this belt and recover all that aluminum. It's not the first time we've sold off most of ours. And a lot of silver from here too. Jeez. Copper. A little bit more variety than I did the last couple times doing this. I mean, these asteroids respawn, so why not run through the materials a couple times? Doesn't seem to give us anything greater than, like, gold, to my knowledge. Anything bigger we have to destroy enemy ships for, but... Or, you know... scan planets and do all that. Aluminum. We did just sell off our aluminum, so yes, I'm aware that's what I'm looking for technically. If I were better at flying, I'd probably switch to more fixed guns. I am not good at flying this ship. Not terrible at it either. My defensive strategy is basically has so much firepower it doesn't matter what I'm doing. Just go back to the stations. And alright, let's go to station. See what we need first to upgrade our ship. Okay, we're back at the station here. Let's talk to you. Get those research sources. Let's come here, take a look at utilities. Reinforced vent rapidly expels heat from... So we could do that. Alright, so we're still needing 2 more adamantine and 5 more etherine. Fair enough. Let's remove... We don't really utilize this. What do we need for this? 12 neutronium, 30... Still don't have 30 platinum, alright. So... Let's go to research. Heavy deflectors wouldn't be the worst research to have. Even greater plasma range. Alright. We do need better reactor research. There we go. Shipyard, energy. Could make a medium battery to replace the Havoc. Because we just really don't use it. Seed size takes 2 hexes. Ah, we're 0.5 heavy. Got it. Oh, that's fine. We don't have any more of those, so that's good enough. Fission Warhead. Analysis, uranium cannot sustain. And now we can build regular missiles. Got it. Couldn't we do missiles before? 6 guns, Havoc 1, missiles 1. Imperial Blight. Innate recovery. The new life form can clear the Imperial... Okay. Talk to Dr. Rama. My team has removed the Kiernan device from your hold for analysis. They probably were telling the truth about it being a remnant artifact. They may not have realized it, but the device changed its emissions after they jumped in. The new emissions contain the equation for another gateway. What do you think is there? Military strategy isn't one of the areas of my genius, but probably a bunch of Kiernan ships. I suspect that the device has some connection to that gateway, so it's possible there may be remnant artifacts nearby. I've transmitted the coordinates. Alright. I see from the Intrepid's logs that you've entered us into some sort of defensive alliance with the Nimian. Strictly speaking, there are a lot of protocols being broken here, but making allies in this space is practical necessity. In your circumstances, I probably would have done the same thing. I've recorded that you are authorized as pro-tempore consul to negotiate treaties of limited scope for crises. Hopefully no one looks too closely at the timestamps if we ever get back. Fair enough. Alright, let's deal with the Flora mission real quick. Moderate-sized colony, blah blah blah. After a guild compliance officer verifies the codes, and we deliver the new life form. This is a wonderful development. Our food situation has relied too heavily on traders who could demand unreasonable prices. We will incentive merchants to give the Intrepid favorable pricing, which is actually very helpful. So what if, so we need 68 total. We don't need as much neutronium. We do need one of those. So one of those. Some of those. Some of those. So that, and all of our silver. And there we go. And go home. Let's talk to these guys. Greetings, non-affiliated guild code holder. Like to trade. Let's sell a bunch of the stuff that we've already analyzed. And can sell. They don't have any adamantium. They do have... Jesus. So let's buy some platinum so that we can build the shield. And let's do chirolite. And then we'll head back home and build the shield onto our ship. Let's get back here and do that, and then we'll continue the next storyline, I guess. Alright, I've managed to do some trading and redesigned our ship. We are now a Dreadnought class and have a lot more weapons on top as well, though that was more of a accidental than a intended side effect. And we still don't have enough energy output, but this is good enough. We're a little bit slower than we were despite having more overall thrusters, but what do you do? Come on. Put the shield. And take this down. Bump. Bump. There we go. Really wasn't all that much of the Kiernan here as like Rama was implying there would probably be. So maybe she was just wrong. She did say she wasn't a military strategist. So I mean, there's that. There was no guarantee she was going to be right. We're not nearly as messy of a design either. I mean, we've got actual bulkhead and deflector placements, other stuff to protect us. I'm well aware that my last like 5 ship designs have been very messy. Not well done at all, so. Oh, hey, more ethering. Not that we really need it anymore, but we can use it as a trade commodity, same with adamantine. We're as big as we get. And then let's go through the flinger to that star. I mean, we're not as slow as we could be, we're just not that much faster. We're not as fast as we were. There is a lot here. We should be fine. We got that ship. Yeah, their ships really don't seem that much. Oh, I really should have done... Okay, so both are pointed in the right direction. Control free. What is smart? Smart. Free fires only guns with hostile target in range. Energy plasma burst, yada yada. Okay. Really need to save up and put some heat vents on my ship as well. There we go. Takes care of all that. Turn off the shield now. Let's take a look around the sector, around the system. There's a Nimian light frigate here. Nothing there. Is this just a minefield? Maybe. Doesn't really seem like there's as much here as Rama was implying there would be, but... there are 4 other sectors, so there could be other stuff here. 4 other systems. Let's check out what this is all over here. 'Cause maybe it'll be more of what we need. Lancer Rack, Nimian Light Frigate, Nimian Guardian Rack. These ships have taken a lot of battle damage. The valuable components from this particular ship have either been stripped away or deliberately destroyed. Yeah, well, there could be something else here. Nope. So this is just the leftovers from a large battlefield. And a bunch of landmines. Alright. Let's just make our way through this and see what's going on. Picked up green machine. Bunch of aluminum. Some titanium. That's what we're really missing to finish out the build here. Kiernan Lancer. Ow. Probably put on the shield before trying to move around all this. Anything here? Alright. Nothing of exceptional value. Obscure connector. Yeah, this battlefield's pretty torn up. Obscure connector, Nimian device that allows transfer from legacy systems to their more recent technologies. And possibly a tuning fork designed for certain radio frequencies? Nobody knows. Ow. That hurt. Command hub of this Nimian base ship is more or less intact, apart from the large blast hole exposing half the bridge to space. The remains of several of her crew remain at their posts in punctured vacuum suits. The blast that penetrated the hull is inconsistent with any Kiernan weapons I've seen. Most of the ship's sensitive logs have been purged by a clever failsafe system, although the valuable command core's resources are intact. One crew of the command crew apparently kept a personal journal on his person, though. Yes, that's what a personal journal is. Most of the entries are complaints typical of those in any military hierarchy, interspersed by love poems about someone named Hylax. One late entry seems unusual, returning from the Pale Iris system. To be so close to our homeworld and not able to see my dear Hylax was disappointing. But Annex Rylan insisted we could not risk a visit. He is convinced someone is revealing our movements to the Kiernan and trusts only those he has known since the barracks. So we took the mysterious crate there and erased our logs. I sorely needed my Hylax, but by the frigid pools of air, her furry embrace warms me. Her gentle purr beckons across the void. It is difficult to evaluate art across cultures, let alone species, but in my expert opinion, this poetry is bad. Fair. I mean, it wasn't necessarily good in English, at least. Clean up this battlefield a little bit more. See what we can get out of it. Probably just turn on the shield. Although I wanted it to recharge. And are you of any importance? No. Destroy you. No, we're done with you. There. Oh, shield went down on his own. Copper, titanium. This is hard to navigate through. Especially with all the landmines coming about. Anything else here? Alright. Kiernan's ship crashed quite recently, so recently no one has had a chance to recover the deceased pilot. He survived long enough to destroy the technically valuable components before perishing from his injuries. We got +3 beryllium. Kiernan are horned bipeds whose antlers allow them to communicate silently across vast, possibly even interplanetary distances. Ungulates with elaborate antler-like structures on their heads. While these may have originally been for defense, evolution has repurposed them as literal antennae. It is likely the Kiernan can both perceive and transmit EM signals, allowing their telepathy-like communication. Fair enough. And I guess we just continue our journey. Well, looks like we found another one of these. It's burst relay. Arrived Rot 23, their search of the Academy. Observations provide you some useful intelligence. There we go, Chirolite. And continue our way back up here. Well, definitely seems we're going in the right direction. Oh, these are something else. The new Red Raider variants. At least I think they're the variants. Granted, we're just obliterating them, so not really a worry or a concern here. Alright. Clear out this system and then start scanning everything. Jesus. They went down quickly. Technical analysis confirms these are the original Red Raider drones we encountered soon after arriving. Not so much of a match. Yeah, well, that's fair. High atop volcanic peak, dense silver deposits lie a few hundred meters below the surface. Although how much of the deepest veins they can reach depends on... Yeah, we got 83 of them. It's not bad. Apparently could have gotten more. What's on this gas giant? Nothing. Scan everything in system and move on to the next one. Keep looking. Planet has numerous fallen Empire arcologies across its surface. Following the same path through the structures as the looted city, the team finds an identical chamber. This one, however, has a single artifact sitting incongruously within it. Sphere in Jade Cradle. Well, let's take a look. The sphere has a large network of connections. I've seen an image of this item somewhere. I think in the records the Althea uncovered Captain Dulcin might recognize it. 50 picometer scale, probably some kind of computer. Okay. Completed mission Kiernan Gateway, Fallen Empire, so we in 2 goes. Or completed 2 missions in 1 go. Got it. Alright, well let's head to this star. Since we're already here, we'll keep going till we find another warp gate. More Red Raider ships. And these also don't really stand much of a chance against us. Though they're doing better than the other ones did. And kaboom. I mean, it doesn't hurt that we're in a destroyer. Or dreadnought now. Or dreadnought class ship, I should say. Looks like they're producing more at this planet, so we can take care of it and just be done. At least stop their production cycle going here. Come on. Let's grab everything we can. So that we can finish upgrading this ship. It is kind of awesome to finally feel like, you know, we used to struggle against these guys and now there's not even a risk. We have the ultimate power. care of all that. Let's go to the planet and start scanning around. Deploy. The atmosphere of this planet is thick with fine particles, likely from mass processing or likely to feed this automated factory. It is larger, but otherwise identical to the one producing Red Raider drones the team shut down earlier. This one is deactivated on its own, probably from exhausting the nearby ore supplies. There's nothing of value to recover. Why would you build an inferior weapon when you had the designs and resources for a better one? When this factory stopped, it was producing both the original Red Raiders and the more advanced models at the same time. Yeah, that is a good question. Why would you produce an inferior model? Except for if it, was cheaper to build like 2 or 3 of the original and than the new. In numbers mattered. The surface of this planet is close to the melting point of lead, pushing Enviro suits to the limit. The team rushes to investigate the anomaly, a compact burst relay intended designed to retransmit messages between some distant source and a nearby location. The last few messages it sent received are already degrading. This relay is operating at the edge of its thermal limits, likely by design. Any messages will be automatically erased by the ambient temperature within a few months, even if the system fails. 3811 remaining, standby, auto-defend. Credible threat, revert to design. Okay. So something, that relay won't last long and it can't have been there for more than a year or 2 tops. So something's been watching us and producing the Red Raiders to fight against us. Which we could have guessed, but the confirmation is nice. Alright. Nothing there. But who? Oh, can't deploy with everything here. It's more Red Raider ships. A lot more. But they have no chance against us, which is even weirder. That is a lot of ships. It's a good thing we went and upgraded. I think we might have stood, this might have been a harder fight otherwise. Just with how many of these there are. Shield. Got more yttrium. Let's fight our way to this station and take it out. Alright, let the shield recover a little bit. Makes you wonder, how are these that big of a threat? When you look at everybody else that we've encountered, and these were considered a massive threat. What the heck? Though the Emir were not super concerned with them, if I recall. Maybe it was the numbers that made them a threat? I don't know. Just doesn't seem like these would be all that threatening. Impressive decay of the fallen Empire architecture never ceases to amaze. Although at this point it's becoming less and less illuminating. Vast, white, and almost devoid of distinguishing features, the team could spend decades exploring its catacombs. This example, at least, has recently been the site of some sort of organized encampment. A small cache of weapon systems suggests to a possible temporary military staging area. Okay, well, let's continue on our way here. This plush planet is home to several Kiernan colonies. The Kiernan appear to live in widely dispersed settlements. Their technology is heavily based on some very interesting bioengineered trees. The team is unable to locate any Kiernan. A nearby settlement shows signs of having evacuated just prior to their arrival. Well, there is a large Nimian fleet in system. it's not really all that surprising that they've gone and went in hiding. Or evacuated. Alright, so we're going to be attacked by these guys again. Take care of their ships. If they're going to attack us, we're going to fight back. Really interesting, though. The battle cruiser, light frigate, and regular frigate. So we've got all that. Turn off the shield. The surface of this planet is marked with irregular granite intrusions. These sometimes mark ore deposits. Let's take a look. And a bunch of uranium. Okay. Gonna be nothing else in this sector that's worth grabbing. Now let's go to the last planet, and then we can head back to the station to finish, or to add more parts to the ship. Try to get us a little bit faster. Nothing here, and then we'll go back home. Home on the station. Alright, let's talk to the Althenia first. Or Althea. In references to the Lacoan was particularly independent, but eventually cowed into submission by the Empire's chariots. Unclear if it's the same faction, though. They were considered a minor species that reached space during the late Empire, followed soon after by the Kiernan. Both were treated as minor vassal states, although the Nimian were considered senior and had more representatives in the bureaucracy. As the Empire declined, their strengths grew relative to the rest of the Empire. I've noticed that as a recurring pattern and have formed a hypothesis. Civilizations that joined late did not have as much time to become dependent on their technology and were better prepared for the sudden loss. Many of the older civilizations may have vanished completely. Who controlled? The name Empire implies emperor, but if we look closer at the Universal Translator's matrices, we can see that the word was chosen to reflect the hegemonic power. If the Empire ever had an emperor, they were never referred to past the mid-period. By the late period, the Empire was controlled through a complex power-sharing contract between several factions, including the legions, academics, and trade guild, plus an enormous bureaucracy. On the record, as soon as your ship pinged Seleno, I downloaded your logs, but what caught my attention was that brass pillar you found. One of the records we found in our data review described the brass fragment of a Telonian awaiting restoration, followed by some missing texts and the Starlands. There's also what looks like a map, but I'm not sure how to interpret it. The scale is all wrong, and a referencing document claims it would take a century to sail around east to west, but never north by south. North to south. I'll send the details to Lieutenant Perks in case you ever find a planet with such weird topology. Systems were hit by an informational hazard. Famously candid observations. I'll use my imagination for the specifics. It's true, our further investigations into the Fallen Empire, specifically the heretics, have hinted that they were investigating what we call informational hazards. It actually was a hot topic in xenoculture back when I graduated, also known as forbidden knowledge. It referred to information that posed a threat in itself, somewhere between a computer virus and intrusive thought. It was proven that all neural networks were theoretically at risk. Ensign Triton has observed that the heretics had been doing a lot of research into low or no-tech data storage systems. We'd assumed that it was to preserve the knowledge in the event of widespread collapse, but some of the archives you recovered suggested they were at least concerned with data storage methods that didn't involve any computation. Apparently, they were looking for ways to study forbidden knowledge without their systems becoming corrupted by it. The big gaps in their records may be partly explained by their informational hygiene, as it were. The data in the crystal you analyzed doesn't appear to be the actual forbidden knowledge they were worried about. Instead, it was some sort of like a bad facsimile. After your report regarding your actions with the Nimian, Commander Yu has asked us to make more formal diplomatic contact with them. They were impressed with the Intrepid's combat performance. They made a gift of a portion of their war spoils. Cool. Do we have anything else? Things you may have some information on. Yes, this is making sense. There's an illustration attributed to the Devout that looks like a star in a star lance, but I think it was actually this item, the cradle of which is made to look like the part of this lance that contains the star. The sphere contains a map, although possibly not literally. Early Empire texts are a bit allegorical. There were some equations associated with the illustration. We thought it might be more gateway coordinates, but Rama said no. The data is still in the lab's computer. Most of the analysis has already been done. With this piece, you might be able to complete. Okay. That should be about it that we needed to talk to her about. And... okay, and then this is what Captain Dulcin was talking about. Solve the equation that Captain Dulcin's team uncovered. Which gives us something. Lasers. Increases laser range. Blocks us out of doing the others for the time being. Anything else that might help us? We're not using missiles at the moment. Fixed guns. Magnetic alignment. We've got to get up to this as well as the cannon projectile. Should be two things that we look at doing. And then Dr. Rama alerted me about the developments regarding the so-called Star Lance. I've obviously not had the time to examine the results of the most recent research, but at a glance they are promising. Your team observed that the structure has some similarities to our wormhole stabilizers. It is Commander Yu's hope that activating it will reopen the connection back to our universe. But looking at the equations for the artifact in new light, they seem odd. It may simply be our limited understanding of remnant technology, but I would urge caution. The Intrepid has exceeded my expectations. It'd be a shame to lose it. Was exceeding your... more of an H-bar, but you and your crew have made useful contributions to our understanding of this universe. God, she is just so unpleasant for the most part. Alright. We should now be able to interact with the Star Lance, whatever it is. Well, don't really have much else to do. So, let's save the game here. The Intrepid Star Lance. Let's do that. Just in case. We're getting close. And we are moving quite considerably faster once I added the wings and whatnot. What's coming at us? Nothing significant. Let's take care of all this. Jesus. Well, fair. It does seem to have quite a lot of firepower. Alright, let's get down to the Star Lance. Take a look at what we can do there. I mean, if this turns out that it is one of the endings, I guess we'll kind of go through and see what else we can do. But it's the only mission we have available at the moment that has a marker of where we're supposed to be going. Alright. This gargantuan megastructure envelops a dwarf star with a mass slightly higher than Jupiter's. There are no visible access points. Activate the lance. Sudden surge of energy detected. What does it do? Detecting a significant change in the star's neutrino flux as well as a drop across the EM spectrum. Well, let's see if we can follow what's going on. I don't know what we just did, but sensors show that burst released 7.1 Yoda joules and stellar fusion is dropped by 70%. Oh yeah, it absorbed a lot of the star's energy to do something. But what? I mean, That was a cool result. But what did it do? Or what was it supposed to do? Do we have any idea on that one? I'm guessing we're gonna have to talk to Dr. Rama again to figure that one out. Oh, hey, hold on. Let's go back up there. What was all that about? No, it's a much smaller fleet than I initially expected. Alright, let's put on the shield and obliterate all this. Bunch of titanium and some aluminum. We were running low on that. Alright. Let's get home. Home on the range. God dang it. It's gonna be in my head all week now. Why do I do this to myself? Nothing? Nothing. Okay. So what? Starlands did something, but what? Alright. Well, I guess we go back up there and follow a straight line from where that was? Alright, so I'm gonna just set ourselves to go from here to here, straight line, give or take. Then we'll see what's off in this direction. No, alright. It's gonna be that way. I just want it to go in a straight line. And that would have been the easiest way to do it. But alright. Yeah, apparently something is happening down here after what we did with the Starlands. But it only detected it as we got closer to the sector, or the system where it's at. I was just checking with a piece of paper. Yeah, this shoots in a direct line to the polyhedral. We should probably take a look anyway, which is why I was flying in that direction. Artifact is gone and there's a wormhole where it used to be. Are we going home? Okay. Where did it take us? Doesn't look like home. Crud. Dense, hot universe whose cosmological constants are different to our own. Alright. Okay. Nearby supermassive star has cleared a small region of space that the Intrepid can survive in, at least briefly. Further out, the radiation would destroy the hull closer into the star. Will cook us. Getting hit by the debris of being pulled in would be bad too. Oh, what's over here? Looks like there's something there. Pull open the shield. I want to explore. Ow. There goes our shield. From analyzing the incoming debris, I would think this is what our own universe would have ended up like if the early conditions were slightly less smooth. Ow. Okay. But there was something... Okay, it's no longer there. I was going to say, there was something over there that kind of looked like I should be exploring it, but it's not there anymore. Let's take a look at the cathedral here. There's a bunch of enemies. They got here fast. And they did. don't have the shield anymore. Oh. Why do they do this with the radiation and whatnot? Alright. Take out all their stuff real quick. There we go. Something tells me they've been here, obviously. And this station has a shield. A bunch of other stuff. Station's down. Okay. Let's take a look at this planet. The anomaly is a strange sight. An undulating non-Euclidean geometry. Somebody read H.P. Lovecraft and thought that that was an actual, terrible thing. Euclidean geometry is geometry you would use on Earth. Flat sides, straight towers, works on a sphere. The anomaly is a strange sight, so non-Euclidean would be anything that's not a basic structure you would use on Earth. Basic geometry you would use on Earth. On a sphere. On a spherical plane. Basically, it doesn't have to adhere by the laws of gravity that you would find on Earth. Or on a planet. So annoying. Basically, long story short, all they had to say was that it's a dodecahedron. Or it's a sphere. It's a spherical structure, something you wouldn't use on Earth. Something you wouldn't use on most planets, to be fair. You could use it in space just fine, though, because gravity would allow you to very easily without it collapsing. And if you want to go by non-Euclidean, technically the giant TV screen down in Las Vegas is non-Euclidean, because it's a spherical structure. Though it still adheres to Euclidean architecture because it has a flat side on the ground. I digress. Since it looks to have been placed here by the devout, the team dismantles it for resources and the probe's internal data storage. Fair. But who says they didn't get trapped here when they were and became devout? Probe storage. The data shows the phenomenon is a physical protrusion in this space. The probe uses a highly compact data storage mechanism we'll need Seleno's engineering capabilities. The detectable dimensions are similar to those we saw inside the polyhedral artifact, but inverted. Fair enough. Is that like... I don't get it. It's almost like there's something over there that I should investigate, but it also... yeah. Star has over 2.5 million solar masses. We've never seen anything close to its size in our own universe. Fair. Well, let's get back in the wormhole. And head for home. Well, not home. The other universe. Alright, let's get back to Seleno. Alright, let's take a look here. He has resources for us, that's cool. I've read Lieutenant Avery's summary of your investigation into the Starlands and the wormhole it created. It's of course disappointing that it did not reopen our wormhole, but this confirms Ensign Gleese's theory that the Starlands is how remnants stabilize wormholes despite Rama's skepticism. Your primary objective remains investigating the remnant artifacts associated with wormhole manipulation. Okay, so we are a step closer. I don't want to contradict the Commodore, but he may have overstated my case. I simply noted that there were structural similarities between the Starlance and Starcom stabilizers. While you were investigating the Starlance, we detected long-range devout transmission. It was encrypted, but we were able to break most of it using the data the Intrepid had previously uncovered. Missionaries have identified location of a Telonium fragment from Heretic documents. We believe the location is accessible via the Heretic portal near the Vidar 2 gate. Have requested segment corrupted take some time before our scouts can reach it to investigate. There was a set of gateway coordinates in the header. I'm transmitting them now. Oh, we got time. Let's take a look here, see what we're looking at. Telonian fragment. Well, where is it going to be? Probably through this gateway. So that's what the message said. And activate. Takes us through here. Cathedral, temple. Uh-oh. Greetings, false prophet. The fragment you seek was removed long ago. Our missive was false. We have redirected your blasphemous hell portal here. Your time is at an end. I offer you a final. Reveal your true form and reveal where the rest of your heretic fleet has fled. Denials are no use. We have seen you scour the old academies and your abandoned haunts for lost relics left behind. You possess the secret key to the blasphemous portals, yada yada. Deception is your nature, but it cannot save you. Your vessels are powerful, but ours grow stronger by the day thanks to the revelations of our belief. Soon, you, all of your kind, will join our quest for truth. If you choose to perish in this guise, it matters little to me. Okay, yeah, we do have those parents to deal with here. This is going to be interesting to take care of. The Gourier came to help us. Alright. Hi, guys. Range and start taking out some ships. Wiped out our everything. There we go. Mostly our energy reserves. It's just a bunch of titanium. Got these fighters. Alright, eliminate that station. Come on. Come on, there we go. Took that down. There's another station down over there, 2 stations. I'm surprised the Gourier came to help us. They've not done anything else prior to this, which is why it's surprising. Turn on our battle stations. There we go. Well, go figure that they laid a trap for us. It was bound to happen eventually. And take out this final station. Well, can't say I didn't offer you. That remains to be intercepted a devout message that they found unusual. By the time they communicated with your vessels, you had already departed. We decided to follow in case you needed assistance. We are no friends of the devout and have found the information you have shared with us most valuable. It is our interest to keep you intact. Fair. Still interesting that they chose to help us. With that, thank you for coming and joining me here by the campfire. If you like the video, like it. If you have questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, witty remarks, game recommendations, let me know in the comments below. And as always, have a wonderful day.